Cobs Rugby Club will hold an elective annual general meeting at Velocity Bar and Restaurant this Saturday. The second most successful club in the country, behind Heathens, will go to polls to elect a new club chairman. With 4 positions on the table, only one will say face-off, with Dr. Tony Stone Luggya locking horns with Isaac Lutwama Nsubuga. The winner will work with the 3 other unopposed members of the ex-core, that is Timothy Kabonero, who will be serving as the vice chairman, Vincent Otim in there as the treasurer, and Brian Odongo, the secretary of the ex-core. A quick one. Who's Tony Stone Luggya in rugby circles?
Interesting. I'm a passionate rugby player.
Yes.
Started my career from Namiryango. Played for Cobs in my S3 and S4.
Yes.
Made the under 23 team in 2000, my S4 VAC. Through to national team 2000, captain under 23 in 2002 or 1. I've been through rugby from 1996 when I was in S1.
Oh, okay, that's good. I went through your manifesto. It was brief, but
I had to make it. Yes,
but it had a lot. It had a lot of hope.
Yes.
Do you believe in those details?
Well, I wouldn't put them there if I didn't believe in them. Why would you think I don't believe in them?
They are too good. They are too good.
It's part plan. I've been in management for long. I did it at Impis. I can do it at Cobs. I was the chairman for Impis. I got on home ground. It's very doable if you have an organized team.
Okay, because when it comes to election, people promise heaven.
I was the chairman of Namiryango. We won all the trophies on board. I was chairman of Impis. We won 7s. Came number 2 for 2 seasons.
Yes.
I left them a pitch which was difficult for all the chairmen. I organized the biggest tournament ever in East Africa, which was Heathens of 2006. They never got any numbers after that.
Yep.
So I'm not saying I'm coming from a point I do not know how to manage and get the best out of the teams and the club.
You sound sure that you're the right man for the job. Yes. On a scale of 10, you take 9 or?
10 out of 10. I'm not being very vain. But I think I've been in management. I've been in the club for quite some time. I know what we can achieve as a team.
Yes.
And I know the brand that we have.
You've talked about success, and now you have a dream. You're going to push a dream.
Yes, I need to pursue a dream for the club, yes.
However, how many years do you need to implement these ideas?
It's continuous. You set the ball rolling and support the structures that come after you to get the place better. I may not have a full stadium by the time I leave my time, but there will be a ground with grass that people can play on, hopefully, and then that starts. That's what we did in Impis. There are 4 phases we had in Impis. I left phase 1 sorted, a clubhouse and a pitch.
Okay, actually saying that at least you leave a ground. Don't you think that in the Cobs Constitution, you need some amendments so that you get more time and implement this, so that you leave a structure which
I think you saw one of my things at the bottom was amendments to the Constitution to register the club as a club limited by guarantee.
Yes.
But also to amend the Constitution. So my proposal and my team is going to propose that we have an SGM 3 or 4 months after this, strictly for club. A committee will be appointed by the lawyers who drafted the Constitution in 2001.
Yes.
And the lawyer is still there, and I know him, Philip Karugawa. And we get a committee of lawyers, 8 to 10 people that will sit deliberating on what we propose to have amendments for in the Constitution. Because it's the gaps that we see that are there that need to be addressed constitutionally.
The main stakeholder in sports,
yes,
it's a player, like it or not. And as as a former player, what plans do you have for their welfare?
So in Cobs, we not only do your playing time, so we support you to be a better person all round.
Yes.
As a player, I know your playing time can be cut down by an injury, which my team and we propose to go out of our way to look for sponsorship that can cover insurance, medical insurance for these players. Because rehabilitation is a medical cost. I've been running the best medical team in the league for Cobs for the past 10 years.
Yes.
And because I was the Uganda Rugby Medical Society, which I founded in 2004, so I know what rehab and players can go through to keep them at peak performance. So one of them is during their active playing days, we have to take care of them properly, hopefully get them insurance on board.
Okay.
So they are covered and don't face downtime of playing through injury. Afterwards, also, there is the process of life. We get mentors. We assign people mentors in our club. If you want to study and be an accountant, we are linking up with someone who can mentor you in that line.
Yes.
And also we encourage all the boys we get on board. We give them partners who support them in terms of fees, school fees, materials, scholastic things. So they're not only focused on rugby, but after they become better. The examples I cannot give now, but they're already there in the club. Because of privacy, I will not want to divulge that.
Okay, that's good. But you're skipping something, the monetary value. Something a player takes home.
Monetary value is what we also want to get to. The players already have almost a semi-like arrangement of contract with Cobs, where we have that considered. If we have a home ground and have consistent income flows, then we can basically cover almost to a semi-professional value like the Kenyan teams do, where you're employed and given a contract to perform day in, day out for the club. That's our ultimate dream.
Yeah, actually, speaking of a home ground, Cobs has one big problem, and that's a home. What are your plans, Seba? Because you did it for EPs. Cobs fans and players want the same.
So we've been on and off. I was in the periphery in the past EXCOM because I was non-elected. I was the director of rugby. So my focus was mainly pitch results. Now, obviously, if I'm steering the team forward, we need to increase the search for the land. We have options, around 3 or 4 of them, but we need to galvanize these options into tangible space for the club. Yes, we already have 2 promising options, but we need to sign an MOU with them, get a training spot, and also increase our revenue streams so that we can then generate this sustainability of the club, not only relying on sponsorship.
Actually, what you're speaking of, you're telling us that you want to move Cobs from that amateur setup, at least to a semi-professional setup. And one will argue, do you have that time? Because as if you have a lot on your plate, your career.
What do you mean I have a lot on my plate?
You've just got a promotion, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I'm the head of department.
Yes.
But also that doesn't come without sacrifice, discipline, and hard work. And I am the head of the administrative section in Mulago Anesthesia and Emergency Medicine.
Yes.
But I've been available for running the medical team of Cobs every week. And the chairman doesn't have to come and sweep the club. You have to have an efficient leader to get a team that's functioning.
I see.
So I don't believe the question is a starter at all, because if I have a functioning team, I will work. And I'm not putting my hand up because I'm very busy. I'm very available and I have time. When I'm working in Mulago, it's strictly working and teaching medical students. When I finish at 5 or 6, it is time for rugby. If I have to meet sponsors, that all has to be budgeted very well.
Okay.
Yes, so that one I don't even think it should even come up in discussion.
It can't. You don't want it to surface anywhere.
So it can surface because people are saying that. But if you have an effective team, don't expect the chairman to come and sweep the club and come to rugby club early morning. If you have an effective team, their targets and goals, goal-driven team. I had over 15 doctors in Mulago and Makerere University in my unit. Each one has assigned duties, and I make sure I have.
They meet their targets.
Yes. Meet their targets. I will oversee the forward movement of the department, but I monitor each of the individuals who fail to meet their targets. I support them where they can.
Okay.
Yeah. If the secretary has to do the secretary's work, I shouldn't come and overbully them, which is the problem we have. Everyone wants to do everything sure that no one is working.
I see.
You understand? The epitome of effective management is delegation and supervision.
Absolutely.
Which I can say I have in excess. Yes.
Experience.
Yes.
Okay, lastly, regardless of the outcome on Saturday, will you extend an olive branch to him and his supporters? Because there have been a small drift to camps.
I met him today. I've been meeting him. We had a gentleman's agreement where he had stood down for me 4 weeks ago. And obviously, the people who are funding this drift have their personal gains. I had a meeting with him yesterday morning. We are in touch. There's no drift at all. So, and I explain to him that fans will be fans. They'll have their personal choices of people. You understand?
Yes.
So they'll have their drift. If you don't drift towards me and drift towards someone, it's acceptable. But there is no friction at all.
Yes.
With me and him. And when he stood down before he changed his mind, you had this gentleman's agreement.
Yes.
You understand? Which was changed by a few people. So people have their personal vendettas and personal issues, despite the fact that they're also supporting a candidate.
Okay.
Which is what I was telling him. I'm like, maybe we shouldn't focus on one issue. The issue here is the club going forward. Absolutely. The bigger picture is how do we get Cobs better than it was before.
Okay.
And some people don't want to think about that direction and say, fine, this is what we want to do. This is how we want to do it. Yes.
Okay.
So the olive branch, he's my friend. He was my teammate. We're in touch even this evening. We talked.
So, dear viewer, you've heard from the big man. It don't important thing like drift, no friction in there. One team moving forward, taking Cobs to the top. Thank you, Doctor, for speaking to us.
You're welcome.